Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Xana520, and welcome back to Metroid Prime, in what it will undoubtedly be the final episode. We are here in the impact crater, sealed off by the Chozo for untold number of years. After having finally cracked open the cipher and defeating Meta Ridley in combat, he was thrown into the crater by the aggravated Chozo statues. And now we venture deep. This is one of 3 creatures you will need to scan within the impact crater. These are Lumagex. They only appear here. They're similar to the swarm of scarabs. Below me, you will notice that there is a Phazon-like substance on the ground. Unlike the Phazon we saw before, the blue Phazon, the substance is known as orange Phazon. In fact, if we scan it, limited data on unknown material available. Material is highly radioactive. You will take damage from direct contact. Mutagenic qualities at least 86% greater than Phazon. Unshielded bioforms below index P will suffer fatally within moments. Yes, this stuff is known as orange Phazon. We are not protected from it like we would be blue Phazon, even with the Phazon suit. We now venture into this room, known as the Phazon core. This is the center of everything. Also, fission Metroids, because of course fission Metroids. Your best bet to deal with these is just power bomb them. They're not worth the time. The structures around here seem to be made of bone or something. There's a Phazon Metroid following me, isn't there? I can see it on my mini-map. It's right there. No. Within the Phazon core here, we have one last... there are 2 doors here. This one, I believe, is a missile recharge station. Yes. The one up above will lead us deeper into the impact crater. This is what the space pirates were after, and I do not believe that had the space pirates managed to get in here, they would have survived for very long. Excuse me, where the hell did you come from? And now that we're up here, I'm not too sure what to say. You can see these weird vein things. Ow, what the heck? Oh, that's right. I believe this room has infinitely spawning Phazon Metroids, or fission Metroids. And we have these structures here. These are, in fact, magnetic rails. I believe this is going to be the last room. In here is the final boss. This is the worm of which the Chozo spoke of. creature coated in impenetrable black armor, fed on Phazon for untold centuries. This is a chicken. He runs away first, but we must give chase, because this creature is none other than Metroid Prime. Highly evolved Phazon-producing life form. The aberration known as Metroid Prime is the source of Phazon, making it immensely powerful. Genetic flaw makes it susceptible to certain weapons for brief periods. Only its head is truly vulnerable. Other attacks are a nuisance. Offensively, Metroid Prime has a number of natural and mechanical weapons at its disposal. These include ultra-frigid breath, multi-missiles, snare beams, and particle wave projectors. Its massive strength and barbed carapace make it lethal in melee combat. Recommended maximum firepower when engaging this enemy. Metroid Prime behaves very much like fission Metroids we encounter elsewhere in the game. Only its face, those little red dots, are actually vulnerable. The Metroid Prime that we're facing here is actually, unfortunately, the victim of, shall we say, Voodoo Shark. In the original Metroid Prime for the GameCube, it is said that the space pirates found Metroid Prime. It broke free and stole their weapons, returning to the, whoa! Oh, good grief. My bar just fell down. What the heck? I kinda need that. It said that Metroid Prime was a product of space pirate kerfufflery. And it escaped and fled to the impact crater to feed on the Phazon here. However, that violates the idea behind the cipher. So they rewrote it to be that Metroid Prime was always in the crater and couldn't escape. Also, whenever you get to Subchamber 2, Metroid Prime starts doing this, whoa, okay, charge attack whenever you damage it enough. And you have to get into the crevasses here on the floor. So anyway, they changed the lore slightly to say that it had always been in the crater. However, it doesn't explain the reason why it is, you know, it has space pirate weaponry. It is now weak to ice, and that should one-hit it. The ice spreader is immensely powerful against Metroid Prime. The only weapon that isn't strong against Metroid Prime is, in fact, the Flamethrower. Oh, no, 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 no. No, you don't. Okay, so Metroid Prime has 4 different phases it can go through. It has power beam weakness, it has wave beam weakness. In the 3rd chamber, it gains ice weakness, and in the 4th chamber, it can switch to fire. The easiest one to deal with is the ice one, because the ice spreader does an immense amount of damage. Those balls it shoots out, oh, those ones, enable you to regain some of your ammo. the Wave Buster is also very useful against it. I believe it'll do 2 charges in every floor. And I think it has a set pattern that it goes to on every floor as well. So let's see what the Flamethrower does to it. It's really hard to aim it, and you have to get really close to it because it's such a short-range weapon. So we're going to not do that and just, you know, charge Plasma Shot instead. Because it's so much better. Now that it's in its 4th and final phase, it will randomly switch at any given moment. And it's going to start with the easy one of Ice Beam. Oops, I missed. Shoot. Let's try that again. I'm running low on missiles. Alright, now it's going to charge. What are you going to shoot next? Or what are you going to change to next? Power Beam, huh? There we go. Metroid Prime is actually fairly easy in its first form. Deal with those balls. It just changed form on me, too. Oh, it's trying to reel me in. I think that's actually the way you do it. You have to... Uh-oh. I hit. Whoa, did I get hit? I don't know if I get hit or not. I can't see. Back to Power Beam. Ouch. 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 How about a charge shot? Oh, I've never seen him do that much. Okay, we don't need to... Bruh. Bruh! Stop! Pick one and stick with it. Jeez, man. This punk. There. It's dead. And with the last bit of its strength, it crawls off to the side. We are in Subchamber 4. Where has it gone? Is it dead? As it turns out, not quite. And in this fight, we will discover one of the recurring themes of Phazon. The only thing that can hurt Phazon is Phazon itself. Metroid Prime here, the core form of it. The core essence of Metroid Prime. Looks a lot more like a Metroid now. Scan indicates the Phazon energy form of Metroid Prime is invulnerable to all conventional weapons. Only attacks from a Phazon-fused arm cannon will damage it. It generates pools of Phazon when it attacks. Use these to fuel your suit's Phazon weapon system. The entity can also spawn Metroids to assist it in battle, rendering itself invisible when it does so. Metroid Prime has a few attacks. It can do that immense ground pound thing. If it does it quickly, it will actually do 2 of them. Its other attack is to do this. It will spawn a pool of Phazon and switch its form. It can be seen in one of 3 visors. The combat visor and the combat visor, the thermal visor, and the X-ray visor. It can only be seen in one each. Standing in the pool of Phazon will put you in what is known as hyper mode and use up the pool of Phazon. But it's the only way to damage Metroid Prime, because Phazon must defeat Phazon. I'm sure Uncle would have something to say about this. It is now switched to the thermal visor. So, I need to quickly get into this pool of Phazon and unload on it. Eventually, it will be in the normal view again, so we can finally see what the hyper beam looks like normally. This is the other reason why we needed the Phazon suit. It's also likely that standing in Phazon will, or standing in this area entirely will be dangerous to us if we didn't have the Phazon suit. Anyway, now that we have normal view, this is the hyper command. Normally, when speedrunners do this on the GameCube version, which was fixed in the Trilogy version, the way the Phazon pools work is that they are on a timer. X-ray, huh? They are on a timer when you start shooting them, but they also have a sort of set amount. Oh, that's a Hunter Metroid. They also have a set amount of Phazon they can fire. So what people would do is stand in it and then step in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and constantly just do one shot at a time, and then finally just use it up because it'll just run out anyway. So it allows them to beat Metroid Prime a lot quicker. That doesn't work because they cap the amount of damage each pool of Phazon can do in the Trilogy version. But as we do a little dance with Metroid Prime here, I remember the first time I saw this game, and I found it to be very interesting. Are you going to go into normal mode? You are going to go into normal mode. Stop headbutting me, you... What? How are you alive? Get out of here. You have some Phazon. We're a little over halfway done here. Probably 2/3 through this mission, fight. Back it up, Chief. Come on, spawn your puddle. Spawn your puddle. The idea of a first-person Metroid game intrigued me because I didn't know how it would control. The first time I saw it. And the first time I actually saw it was the Trilogy version. Oh, 2 Hunter Metroids? No thank you. I think they're getting pushed away by him. Where is he? Is he in X-ray mode? Yes, he is. But one other thing I knew is that I knew it came out on GameCube, but it's not something I would care to play because dual analog sticks for first person never really, I don't know, worked for me. I could never get my head around it. I had trouble with it when my ex showed me Halo, and that was the first time I ever saw Halo. Well, not saw, but played, because I was always Nintendo. Alright. If it's not this one, it's going to be the next one. That's a Fission Metroid. Get out of here with that crap. He's ground pounding. What are we in? Thermal? Thermal. Suck. Oh, that's it. Metroid Prime has been defeated. We earn another orange credit. And now we just gotta sit back and watch the fireworks. This is the core of Metroid Prime. But it's incredibly unstable. and in an attempt to stabilize itself, it lashes out and latches onto anything Phazon nearby, including the Phazon infusion in our suit. And it destabilizes the crater. It's implied that there was meant to be an escape sequence here, but it was never implemented, so it's just a cutscene. Yep, the only escape sequence we get is the one at the very beginning. I don't know if they ran out of time or what. For beating the game with under 75%, this is the ending you get. And then this gets added on afterwards if you get 75 to 99%, where Samus takes off her helmet and overlooks the burning collapse of the crater. But these were also her people at one point, so hopefully their ghosts can rest in peace now that the Phazon has been destroyed on Talon 4. Dedicated to Mark Hay Hutchinson. I think that's how that's pronounced. Hay. I'm not sure. So, now that we've reached the end of Metroid Prime, we can move on to the next in its series. But no, it's not Metroid Prime 2. Between Metroid Prime 1 and Metroid Prime 2, there was a game released for the Nintendo DS, known as Metroid Prime Hunters. Rather than follow the story, or continue the story, of the Phazon infestation, it instead goes in a different direction, and covers, I think, 6 other hunters in a distant galaxy. I will get more into that once we get to that game. Special thanks to Reggie Fils-Aimé. So yeah, I was always interested in what a 3D Metroid game might look like. This is apparently what 3D Metroid is. That is, of course, until Team Ninja came along and made Metroid Other M, which is also in 3D, but takes a drastically different approach to the third dimension. But again, I never really got my hands, I guess, around having dual analog sticks for first person. And the way the GameCube version works is a bit odd. Rest in peace, Iwata. So that's why I'd never played Metroid Prime or Metroid Prime 2. Among other reasons, such as not owning a GameCube. But I'm glad the Wii managed to really, I guess, capture the way a first-person game would work on a console. I'm not sure how else it could be done, but I feel like I'm babbling at this point. I've played this game so many times, it kind of surprises me that I managed to forget as much as I did. But I haven't played it in a while, so I guess that's not really that surprising. I'm still kind of upset with myself for forgetting those 3 missile packs, because I always forget those specific 3. Or at least the one that's in the Phazon Mines. Anyway. Our mission on Talon 4 is complete. You can actually see the crater from space, which is interesting. Mission final, percentage 100% complete. We've unlocked Hyper Mode, and our total final time is 7 hours and 46 minutes. But you might remember or recall me saying that the ending you got for getting 76 to 99% was her taking her helmet off. That last 1% gets you this scene. Deep in the impact crater, the remains of our suit still exist, as well as the essence of Metroid Prime. And from those remains, birthed something truly horrifying. Once you beat the final boss, Metroid Prime, the game will prompt you to save over your game, which will erase the file that you have and basically start a new one. Overall, I think I did pretty well with the collection after having not played Metroid Prime for a while. But over the course of the game, there were 3 scans that I did not get, and I later went back in normal mode to collect them. The 3 scans I ended up missing were kind of obvious and kind of not at the same time. The first scan that I found that wasn't one that I gotten was this one right here in the Chozo Ruins. For whatever reason, I never thought to scan the blast shield doors for the missiles. The second one was during the Flogger fight, you actually need to scan one of the tendrils, the ones hiding the bomb slots. And you'll see at the end of this clip that I actually got 100% of the logbook, but that's not entirely true. Because here in Phendrana Drifts, this stalactite and the ones in Phendrana Deep, they're also a scan. I'm not sure why the game gave me 100% of logbook scans when I scan the tendril, but scanning it will get you another silver, or no. But scanning 100% of all the logbook will earn you a silver credit. Over the course of the game, each boss that you fight will get you an orange credit, bringing you to a total of 10. And the silver credits that you get in Metroid Prime 1 are gotten by obtaining each of the Chozo artifacts, escaping from the pirate frigate, getting 50% of the logbook, getting 100% of the logbook, and then 100% of items collected, bringing you up to a total of 16. Inexplicably, I actually have 17 silver credits, so I'm not sure what that's from. Might be a bug or might be a side effect of the save file I have. But that brings us to the end of Metroid Prime. So next time, we begin Metroid Prime Hunters for the Nintendo DS. This is Anna520, signing out.